Certainly. So, cellular therapy approaches like chimeric antigen receptor T cell therapies have been in clinical trials in heme malignancies for well over a decade. And they finally started to make their way into myeloma about 4 or 5 years ago, when we got the first original reports of BCMA-directed CAR-Ts, the first generation and second generation CAR-Ts. The CARTITUDE-1 and 2 trials are with a construct called Cilta-Cel. It's a BCMA-directed CAR-T, which has two binding domains for the BCMA. And the CARTITUDE-1 study was a phase 1b/2 study looking at advanced relapse refractory myeloma patients who've had 3 or more prior lines of treatment, have had a PI, IMiD, as well as anti-CD38. And these data have been shared by my colleague Deepu Madhuri at ASH last year when the median follow-up was a little over 12 months. The data that I just presented was with a median follow-up of 18 months. And what we see in 97 patients that I presented on, 6 median prior lines of treatment, 87% of the patients were triple class refractory, was an overall response rate of 98% and a stringent CR rate of 80.4%. And the 18-month PFS and OS was 66 and 81% respectively. So very encouraging results, very different from what we saw with ide-cel. In CARTITUDE-2, this is an experience in one of the cohorts of CARTITUDE-2 where patients with 1 to 3 prior lines of treatment were given Cilta-Cel. And the median follow-up is shorter. It's a little over 6 months, if I remember correctly. But the overall response rate in that population is also very impressive at 95%. I think the only other thing that I'd like to add is, there were no new safety signals or issues that were identified with the longer follow-up. And the quality of life and patient-related outcomes abstracts at ASH kind of, demonstrate the one and done kind of an approach and the quality of life and improvement that patients see while they're not on any maintenance treatment after CAR T. So that would be the other point that I'd highlight.